Thank you very much. Respected AIPP Chair, Secretary General GAM, distinguished United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues Chairperson Dario, and then MRIP Chairperson Sheril, and then the Board of the Trustee of United Nations Voluntary Fund for Indigenous Peoples, and respected Director of EPIA, Ms. Catherine, and the past Chair of MRIP, Mr. Benota, and our donors, partners, distinguished friends and colleagues, Indigenous brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Asia Indigenous Peoples Pact, good morning and welcome to all of you in this Asia Prep meeting, Chiang Mai, Thailand. We all have a dream to be free, a dream where indigenous peoples are living as equal in a democratic society. And this dream is our strength, the power that keeps us going against the formidable currents of oppressions that we are facing each day. Indeed, we are powerful people. In Asia, the gradual move towards liberal democracy, but some changes in the recognition of indigenous peoples' rights, like in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Timor-Leste, Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar, Japan, and Taiwan. However, since the last decade, democracy has been overshadowed by populist leader, fascism, and authoritarianism. This downward spiraling is taking place rapidly because human rights and democratic values are failed to take its roots in Asia. Democracy is new in Asia, and the only democratic form the governance was with indigenous peoples, albeit it was different from liberal from the democracy. And the Asia Indigenous Peoples Pact, AIPP, has been acting as a main organizer and the secretary of the Asia Annual Preparatory Meeting of the Indigenous Peoples for their engagement with United Nations mechanisms and procedure relating to indigenous peoples since 2000. And the meeting is aimed towards developing joint advocacy strategy with an accompanying action plan for engagement in United Nations mechanism. Platforms, campaigns, and process identified as important collectively by the indigenous peoples, and this endeavor aims to ensure meaningful and effective engagement of the indigenous peoples of Asia in their advocacy. And this preparatory meeting concretizes common key issues, concerns on specific issues, and come up with the clear positioning and the plan for the engagement. In the first periods, it dealt mainly with preparing for engagement with the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. In following years, and with the establishment of new mechanism and procedures, the preparatory meeting has expanded its scope to include the expert mechanism on indigenous rights of indigenous peoples, and the special rapporteur on the rights of indigenous peoples, as well as Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, In recent years, the preparatory meeting has also included discussion on the Universal Periodic Review (UPR). The treaty monitoring bodies, particularly the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination, Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability (CRPD), and process related to the World Conference of Indigenous Peoples (WCIP). Enhanced participation of indigenous peoples in United Nations Business and Human Rights, Indigenous Language Decade, and 2030 Agenda for the Sustainable Development. Including the Sustainable Development Goals, it has also included the discussion and strategic building on the Committee of the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW Commission on the Status of Women. This year, the indigenous peoples in Asia will also discuss in particular the CEDAW GR39 on the rights of indigenous women and girls. With the increase in mechanism and the process undertaken relating to the rights of indigenous peoples, the need for indigenous peoples to be strategic in their engagement has also increased. While the Asia Preparatory Meeting has been invaluable to meet that aim, it has also sought to strengthen the cooperation among indigenous peoples organizations in Asia, as well as in building their capacity for engaging at the regional and international level for awareness raising, lobby, and advocacy. In order to advocacy to be effective, indigenous peoples in Asia also acknowledge the importance of linking global advocacy to the local, national, and regional level advocacy engagements. So, how effective our advocacy will depend on how well we link up advocacy force at every level. So, country level consultation strategy workshop at the different levels with indigenous peoples organization constitute our foundational groundwork. And acknowledging the importance of synchronized engagement at the all level, and we will host IMRIP members, United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues Chair, and NHRI representatives, regional and global partners, and allies, representatives, academians, and donors in this year's Asia Preparatory Meeting. Every year, we ensure increase the participation of indigenous women, indigenous youth, indigenous peoples with disability, and other intersectional groups to increase participation in different advocacy activities and organizing the network initiatives and activities with the key regional and global civil society actors. In addition to increasing the engagement of indigenous peoples with government by conducting dialogues with government agencies and institutions, the national human rights institutions, private sectors, as well as the relevant United Nations agencies in the targeted countries. The Asia Preparatory Meeting is open to indigenous representatives in Asia like in the past years. The Asia Preparatory Meeting this year, 2024, will continue to focus on the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues, the IMRIP, follow of the WCIP outcomes document, enhance the participation of indigenous peoples in United Nations Business and Human Rights engagement with ASEAN mechanisms and the SDGs under the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. An international decade of the indigenous language, CEDAW, GR39, CSW, and other treaty preparatory meetings include a one-day consultation with the IMRIP members and United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues members. There will be spaces for interaction with NHRI members, donors, global and regional partners, and experts on the different matters, subject matters. And the overall objectives of the Asia Preparatory Meeting 2024 are to discuss the key issues and concerns of the indigenous peoples in the region and prepare common position or statement, engagement strategies, and specific activities and plans for the forthcoming 2024 session of the UNFPII in April. At the IMRIP and the High-Level Political Forum on Sustainable Development in July, as well as for the 13th Annual United Nations Forum on the Business and Human Rights, UPR, CEDAW, UNCRPD, enhanced participation of the indigenous peoples in United Nations, engagement with the special prosecutors, particularly the UNCIP and various ASEAN meetings. And the specific objectives are to provide updates and discussion strategies and cooperation of indigenous peoples organizations on the developments relating to the United Nations mechanism, particularly the UNFPII, the IMRIP, the SDGs, and WCIP follow-up. Enhance the participation treaty bodies and the charter-based monitoring mechanism and the business and human rights. And to plan for the upcoming sessions and draw up common statements and identify side events and the other engagement of the activities. And to conduct the consultation with members of IMRIP and UNFPII for better collaboration and the engagement with the mechanisms. And to enable discuss and interaction with donors, members, and as RIs, subject matters experts, and regional and global partners. And finally, I would like to thank and appreciate UNFPII Chair Dario, MRIP Chair Cyril, IPGA Director Catherine, and Signe, and the IMRIP Past Chair Vinota, and Mr. Kase, and donors, partners, media persons, human rights defenders, and all my distinguished friends and colleagues, indigenous brothers and sisters. Thank you very much. Thank you.